Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.
Hello friends, and welcome to Fairfield Today. Paul Jasson with you. Thanks for joining us. We're in the lobby again at Fairfield Federal downtown, and as we tape today, it's just another beautiful day in Lancaster. We love these days. This is a cool day. It's a fall day. You know, we're moving into the fair time of the year. We love it down here in Lancaster and Fairfield County, so we enjoy that. Subject today is one that I enjoy talking about very much. Being a big fan of veterans and all that they do is Honor Flight of Columbus. They're the group that, if anybody knows what honor flights are, it is just an amazing group of individuals based out of Columbus, the local group is, and they take veterans to Washington, D.C. to have a day that I would almost guarantee they'll never forget the rest of their lives. We're going to talk about that today. Got a couple of guests with us to talk about it. On my far right is Larry Wentz. Larry went on the most recent honor flight just a few days ago, actually. A few days ago, number 125. And with us back again is our old friend, board member of the Honor Flight of Columbus group, Lori Cronin. Lori was kind of instrumental in kind of getting me involved in it and getting me to go, because I was somebody that kind of, well, there's a lot better people and more people that needed it before me, but we'll talk about who qualifies for that and who got to go. But I'll guarantee you it's a day that you remember. We'll talk to Larry about that. But first of all, Lori, how many flights have you been on?
85.
85 flights. Now, Larry will tell you one flight was a lot. One flight, you don't want to do it again right away. You would take. I bet you had a nice nap after you got home from that.
Goodness, it was a long day.
It was a long day, but Honor Flight Columbus, and I see obviously they have honor flights all over the country, but your group, your organization, Honor Flight Columbus, what a super job they do to celebrate veterans.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be able to spend the day with our veterans. And our mission is to honor, share, and celebrate our veterans. So we like to make sure that you have a special day on every mission.
Well, it certainly was for the one I went on, and I think we'll talk to Larry about that. I'd say that's a day you won't quickly forget.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. It starts out very early in the morning. I know Bobby, your wife, was taking you up, and I happened to run into her later that morning. She looked a little groggy when I saw her, and it was like 0000 hours when they get you up there. It's really dark at Port Columbus or John Glenn Airport when you get there. But man, the excitement starts from the moment you step on the airport and you get there, and they keep you busy until 10 o'clock at night.
Oh, yes.
And then the homecoming, most people talk about that as just a moment you can't believe.
You had to be there to really enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
So many groups and organizations now show up and they have flags, they're waving, and Honor Flight Columbus makes such a big deal out of this. And like Larry says, mission accomplished. I don't know if anybody that I know, and I know my share of people that have gone, they just talk as Larry is talking about it now. It's just what an experience.
Well, it's a huge team of volunteers that all come together to make it all happen. So, as I said, it's each day, each mission is so special for each one of us. So we're just thankful to be part of it with you.
Larry, did any, you visit all the sites in Columbus that pertain to veterans. Does any of them stand out to you, one above the other, something that maybe you'd never seen?
I'm glad you asked.
Okay.
Vietnam Wall, without a doubt.
Well, for somebody your age, my age, I'm sure you probably know some people.
Yeah.
Yep. So that was the high point for you going there?
That and the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. It was so moving.
Pomp and circumstance.
Oh my goodness.
And the perfection that we were there, and you were probably there too when they changed the guard.
Yes.
I think they make it a point to have us there for that. But it is a somber, special moment to see that. And you've seen it a bunch, but I'm sure you never take it for granted.
It's always special. It's every time it's unique.
You talk about troops that are straight. Those And Larry's in the Air Force. And they couldn't have had Air Force guys do that because, frankly, they're not that straight. Now, Army guys, we could do that. We could march like that and do that. Air Force guys, they got their ascots. We're fly boys, wild blue yonder. We know how they kind of roll. We understand about that. You were in the Air Force, I'm going to guess maybe 68?
I went in 66.
66.
Yeah.
And I was just telling Carla Young, who we had on last week, who was kind of your boss at Olivedale when you were the head down there. I can remember going down to Sugar Grove to the firehouse, I think. They had that going away party for you and Jim Wright.
That's correct.
Night Sonny Montgomery, our friend,
Yes.
took us down, and I remember, and that was 66, maybe the first time I'd met you. So 4 years in the Air Force?
Yes.
So, and that kind
Well,
of...
I had 3 years or 4 years active.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, 7 years active.
Okay.
And then I got out in 73, went back in 82 in the reserves, and then 13 reserves.
Thanks for your service, Larry. You and Jim both. We appreciate it. And we talk about honor flight. You've got several more still coming up this year.
We do. We have are doing a total of 9 missions this year.
Is that full? Is that a max you could do?
Next year we're hoping to do 10.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're trying to keep up with our list of veterans who are sending in their applications to keep our waiting list as short as possible.
You
So-
still have a lot of people, because we're Vietnam era veterans
Yes.
when we went in, and I think there was one World War II guy. Every flight has at least one. Some
We
probably
try,
more. I
yeah.
saw the pictures from yours. You
Yes,
had
we
one
had
there in
one
front.
from World War II on our last mission on Winter Pride.
But you still have the waiting list is still significant.
It is, but again, we're trying to manage the waiting list so that when you send in an application, you're flying within a year.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good at controlling our flights with the number of veterans who are wishing to fly.
Sure. And it was nice, Larry, when you went, you were able to go with the guy you went in the Air Force with,
Yeah.
Jim Wright.
Yes.
You two were able to kind of go full circle, now come back to that. And I'm assuming Jim would say he had a wonderful time.
Most definitely.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. It's a
Yes.
lot of walking, but you went on a beautiful day,
Oh, we
right?
did.
And you're able to walk around, and I think about it. Arlington Cemetery is one that sticks out to me as,
yes.
golly, it just makes your heart stop. You see
Yes.
so much history and the things you know about the military. That's pretty good. And you folks make the trips every day. I know we had a guardian. That was the first trip. Jody Copeland was our guardian, and that was the first one she'd been on. But they just take care of every need you have. It's unbelievable.
We try to spoil you rotten.
I'm glad we don't eat like that every day. I tell you that it'd be a struggle because I mean they take good care. And one place, Larry, and maybe for you too, we went to I'm not sure what it's called. It was where we had supper that night. The last place we went was the Women's and
Military Service Memorial.
I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah.
So I went in there and I got to look around a little bit in there. That's a pretty impressive place to see what all the women in the military have done.
Now, that's one we bypassed.
Yeah, you didn't get to go to that?
They were under construction.
Oh,
last
okay.
time,
And some of
so-
those things are.
Yeah.
I know the Korean one, I think, was they were doing some
Yes,
things there, and we
they
got to
were.
kind of be around, but you didn't get to go through it.
But we had dinner at the Navy Memorial. So
Nice.
so we got to spend some time in the Navy Museum
Nice.
this time with dinner, which is wonderful.
Lunch at FDR.
Yes.
They treat you like royalty, as I believe you should be being in the military. I mean, everybody is so thankful, and a bunch of red shirts like that. Everybody gets that red shirt. And do the Guardians, everybody still wear blue?
We do.
Yes,
We're
sir.
blue.
We do.
That's amazing. So a couple more flights this year. How many years has this been going on for Honor Flight Columbus?
Honor Flight Columbus started in 2007.
7.
Yeah.
And as I remember, just one guy it started out and he was taking somebody and it kind of evolved into...
That would be Earl Morris, who started Honor Flight out of Springfield in 2005. And then Bill and Bobby Richards just felt that calling to bring Honor Flight to Columbus. And so they worked very hard, and they started a legacy of what we are today.
Sure.
So-
We've got Lori Cronin with me, one of the board members, and kind of, like you say, been on 85 flights for that. And Larry Wentz, a longtime friend of mine who went on the most recent Honor Flight just a couple of weeks ago. And what is it, honorflightcolumbus.com? I forget the website.
Honorflightcmh.org.
cmh.org, but it's a great website. You got tons of information on there, and I think we wanted to talk about a little bit about how you can apply, because on that website you can get your application.
Absolutely. The application for the veterans and for volunteers is on the website, in addition to making donations, because we are a nonprofit organization. We rely totally on generosity of grateful Americans. So to get an application, you can just get on our website, honorflightcmh.org, and everything is on our website.
Yeah. Larry, how far out was it when you first made your application till you actually got to go? How long was that wait?
I'm thinking maybe 10 months, something like that.
So it was a little wait on there. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I think you want to have a waiting list. I mean, you want to know there are people, because I think a plane, couple hundred people, we actually went with 2 planes because they were coming back from COVID. We took 2 planes, so there's a bunch of us rolling around there.
Yes. But I mean, we went, in the past, years in the past, we've maybe have had a 2 and 3 year waiting list.
Really?
Yeah. So that's why if we can keep that to a year or less, we find that to be successful.
Yeah, because and if you were like me, you kind of waited a long time to put your name in from that, because at least I always felt there were a lot of guys way before me, the greatest generation guys, that I think those are the ones even you and I honor people like that. You did in yours and we did in ours. And it must be fun to see the excitement in some of those older veterans that get to go.
Yeah, it's always interesting too. Now, our World War II and our Korean War veterans always go to the top of the list.
Sure.
So they don't wait.
That's why we don't have a lot of them.
Yes. But also, it's always interesting to see the dynamic when we have our World War II veterans, at how our Vietnam veterans are always so respectful, and all of our World War II veterans on a trip. They get to be like the superstars of the day, where everyone wants to get their picture taken with them. So we love the honor aspect.
Yeah. And probably, Larry, in yours, again, probably had a couple hundred people. That's probably an average number. I don't know.
On our flight, about 80, 85 veterans now.
Okay, so it's one plane is 80, so 200 went for us.
Yes,
200,
exactly, because we took 2 planes.
But I would say that most of them there probably were Vietnam-era veterans. There are a few younger ones. We do see some of them, but most of them are that. But then there are some Korean and War II. But I imagine when you went to the wall, that was what most people, if you hadn't seen it before, that's the one that takes your breath away.
Very moving, very moving.
Yeah. So I'd imagine you would, and I'm sure you have a lot of friends who have not gone on the flight, that you would encourage to do that.
I've passed out some applications since I got back.
Good for you.
Good. That's good. And again, they're on the website, honorflightcmh.org.
Yes.
That's right. Donations are accepted. Everything's on there. It's a great website.
Yeah, we are our own nonprofit organization. So Central Ohio, the people of Central Ohio are so wonderful at honoring our veterans. So the people who just send in donations are the ones that make these missions possible. So we're very grateful.
Well, for what you do for veterans, and I'm sure I speak for Larry on this too, golly, we're just so thankful that great people step up and do things, because I think to honor veterans is something that's, for a while there, it wasn't that big a deal back, perhaps when Larry went in and I went in, it wasn't that big a deal to come home, but now it's really a big deal, and it's fun to see everybody on Memorial Day, on Veterans Day, on days like that, they take a moment to honor veterans. So
well, speaking for all of the volunteers with Honor Flight Columbus, it really is our honor to be able to spend the day with
I think it's important to note it was free for us. They pay their own way.
Yep.
The Guardians do.
Yeah. 85 flights.
Yes.
Yeah.
We make a donation to cover our expenses.
Thank you to the Honor Flight folks at your level that do all that, to the donors, and to the Guardians who volunteer their time to go. People like Larry and myself, we're the recipients of that, and we're just honored that we got to do that.
Yeah.
Thanks, Larry, for going.
Certainly.
Honor Flight number 125. Thanks
Good
for your
to see you.
service.
Yes.
Lori, thank you.
Thanks
as
for having
always.
us.
Always a pleasure to have you here.
Likewise.
Lori Cronin and Larry Wentz involved in the Honor Flight. She's a board member. Larry took the most recent 125. There's several more coming up this year. honorflightcmh.org is the website. Look it up. Lots of information. Help out if you can. They can use the help. Keep people like Larry and me coming to this thing and attending it. Thanks both for joining us.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back on Fairfield Today.
Fairfield Federal. When it comes to our customers and our community, we go above and beyond to help. Our people make the difference. Personal or business banking, whatever you need, we take it seriously because we know you do. Stop by today at any of our 3 locations and see why the difference is clear. Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan specializes in banking that revolves around you.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
The staff that have been here know what it takes. They've been on the other side. They see what it takes to make someone comfortable, to make the family comfortable, and really what kind of support they need. And so I think that's what really makes Fairhope what it is.
Dagger Law has more than 110 years of experience in nearly every aspect of the law. When we're not just helping clients, we're helping the community. You'll see us at festivals, sporting events, and around town because we live and work here too. We are your neighbors, and we want to help you when you need it. When we help each other, we're stronger. Our community is stronger. Creating a strong, vibrant, healthy, and safe community is everyone's responsibility, and we take the responsibility seriously. We are local, we are trusted, we are experienced.
Fairfield County has so many wonderful resources for those in addiction with mental health issues. There's so many great court supports to promote accountability so that there's just a positive change across the board. There's so many great interactions within all the community agencies. The Adam H. Board is wonderful at providing resources for the whole population to be able to make sure that all those barriers are met and that those needs are taken care of.
I like working in Fairfield County because it provides me the opportunity to make positive change where I live. Fairfield County has a great network for veterans to help. It makes me proud that we know we take care of our veterans here.
I'm kind of new to it. I've been here for about a year, but it's interesting because you get a little bit of everything. We're right here smack in between the big city of Columbus and Appalachia. So you get to work with all kinds of people, get to do all kinds of things. But my favorite thing about Fairfield County is the people. They are passionate, they are fun, they are engaged, and it's a great place to work.
Community, connections, collaboration. The Fairfield County Way.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our 2 locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Fairfield Today. I want to thank Lori and Larry Cronin, Larry Wentz, for being with us, doing such a good job of explaining what Honor Flight was all about. And this is sort of an all-military kind of show. We began with Honor Flight. Now here we are heading up to Veterans Day again, 2023, and we've got Mary Austin with us. Mary, I don't know about you, but it seems like this comes
really quick,
more rapidly every year.
Every year. It seems like it speeds up.
Well, Mary, of course, is the chairman of this, and she sort of gets it all going together, and every year it's such a fun time. And I know before we go on, we're talking about the kids of Mount Pleasant. That's always, and I kind of forget about that because when I see it, everybody's here downtown at the Veterans Square. But that's a fun time that we're thankful the school does that.
Yes, they bring out all 600 and...
Is that how many there are?
Yeah, 678.
Wow. Have flags waving, and the parade goes by.
Yes, and St. Mary's usually brings down the kids.
Yeah, always see a bus out here, and there's always the St. Mary's kids get to come down. And that's really, the crowd each year, I don't know if it gets any bigger, but it's significantly bigger than it used to be. And there's a lot of emphasis on military and that kind of thing going on Veterans Day. But it's nice especially to see the young people.
Yes, and this year it's on Saturday.
And that's nice.
I know.
Yeah, so a fun time is had by all. We're talking about Veterans Day Parade, November 11th, at 11 o'clock.
Yes.
Mary always makes sure, and some people, they work it, or it's a Friday, or blah, blah, blah. They do it on a Monday for a holiday. Not Mary. She runs it on November 11th at 11 o'clock, because that's it.
That's it. That's what they want, and that's what they get.
That's what they get. So you guys line up at the fairgrounds, what, 10 o'clock?
Yes, and you want to be in the parade, you have to be at the fairgrounds at 10. You can show up at the last minute even, as long as you're a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
And we will put you in the parade or on a float.
And no candy. That's not.
No candy.
That's not this kind of parade.
No, it's not this kind of parade. And with the kids, when it's during the week and the kids are in school, we don't like to throw candy because
Sure.
I don't want the kids to run out in
Yeah,
the street.
yeah.
You know.
That's a busy street, regardless, blocked
Yeah.
off.
Blocked off
Sure.
or not, it's a busy street.
So you meet there at 10 o'clock. You step out 10:30, sharply at 10:30.
10:30 exactly.
I can see that. Get down Broad and come down here to Main and Broad right behind us a little bit, where Veterans Park is, and a beautiful area to have the ceremony down there. It's about a 30-minute ceremony it runs, and we get a lot packed in there.
Yeah. And the weather is always hit and miss.
Yeah. Some years it's been pretty decent out there, really nice, and some years it's been a little rainy, and some years it's been pretty cold.
Yeah, I heard last year was pretty bad.
It was okay. We missed you. We missed you. So you're back with us, and really this the way Mary runs the Veterans Day Parade here is really, it's a chance for all the service clubs in town to have a representative there and talk about what their club is about and how they celebrate this on Veterans Day.
Exactly. And what great things they do for the community and different things like that. A lot of them are donate to charities around town and throughout the state. They help veterans. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about donating flags and doing things like that.
Donating flags.
Does that come from one of the organizations?
Yes, the VFW 1516 on Perry Street always donates the flags for the kids, which we greatly appreciate. That's 678 little flags to donate to those kids.
Nice.
And that doesn't include the ones for St. Mary's. So
They get them when they come down.
yeah,
too?
they get them when they
Nice.
come down. So, and the kids appreciate it, you know. It's something small. Now, I do take candy to the principal after the parade, and she passes it out when it's all done. So the
Sure.
kids do get
They
candy.
get a little bit there.
They get a little
Yeah,
bit of
yeah.
candy at the end. So.
This is always such a nice ceremony down there. Again, it's only about maybe 40 minutes by the time it's all done.
Yeah.
But it's a nice ceremony representing the people who have served in the past. And that's what it's really about. It's not Memorial Day. It's not any other holiday. It's Veterans Day, where you celebrate the veterans.
Yes, and celebrate the veteran. If you're a veteran and you'd like to be in the parade, we'll be more than happy to put you in there. But we don't like the businesses in there because it takes away from the meaning. This is not the holiday parade.
Yeah.
This is not the 4th of July parade where everybody and their mother gets in there.
Mm-mm.
This one is only for veterans,
And-
or unless you're honoring a veteran.
Yeah. And if you come in there, you can get a ride too. If you need a
Yes.
ride, if it's too much to walk.
Yes, you can get a ride, and most of the organizations are serving free lunch, so they can go down and enjoy a hot free lunch.
Yeah, right after that, because again, it'll be just about lunchtime by the time it's all over. You can make it to any of these organizations by noon, and they'll be talking about it that day, who's open and who has what.
Yeah.
You kind of got some of the regulars there. We see the mayor, who is a
Yeah.
veteran himself,
He
who will
is
be
a
making
veteran.
his final Veterans Day push here, because this will be his last November as mayor here. So Mayor Scheffler will be there, and he's always been there. He's been one of the ones that's been
Yes.
very, very good about coming there.
Oh, he has. So is Dave Smith.
Dave Smith was good
Yeah.
about it. I think all the ones we've
Yeah.
had recently,
Yeah.
all of them have made it a point. And I think our new mayor hasn't been elected yet, but he's a veteran also. So I think that's going to work out well.
Well, that would be great.
Very good. He's there. Tony Salvatore, a veteran himself, will be doing the invocation. And then I don't know how many veterans groups you have, maybe 10 or 15 of them.
Yeah.
And they're almost all there, and they'll all be there, have a representative.
Yes. And this year, unlike in the past couple of years, the 40 and 8 has not been participating because
Right.
they just haven't had the float together
Sure.
and the people. But we're very happy that this year they are back.
And they're doing the wreath. Are they
Yes.
doing the wreath laying?
Yes, they are. You're going to lay the wreath.
That's toward the end of the ceremony. They have this do it, and then it's always so nice. Somebody that I'm glad to see. We mention them during the Memorial Day parade too. Is the combined burial detail? They do such a terrific job, of which you've been a part of on and off over the years. But those men and women, they work hard almost every day.
Yes, every day it's something new. Yeah. And now we're going further and further out. I mean, we've gone to Columbus and Franklin County because the burial squads are like falling into the race. Do you know anybody that wants to be a part of the burial squad? Please contact one of the organizations. Yeah. They'll be happy to tell you how to join.
Yeah.
I've been on there for 20. I'm one of the oldest members. I've been on there 20 years.
Very good.
Yeah.
And my friend has been there the last couple of years. You probably know him. He used to be the Fairfield County Recorder, Gene Wood.
Gene Wood.
Gene is on there, and he loves doing it. He really enjoys it.
He really enjoys it.
That's great. And this year, being on a Saturday, we're proud to say, and I had Ben Factor here, the Lancaster Band of Gold director, talking about the band show a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying that I was saying I'll see him down there, and they're going to be there, and that's always adds a lot.
Yeah, it adds a lot, and people love the kids when they come out and play, and it's just an awesome experience. Yeah. If you want to be in the parade, of course you have to be there at 10 at the fairgrounds, but the parade starts at 10:30 exactly. Me and the police officer, we set our watches together, and we start off exactly at 10:30.
Well, you can always count on that too. If Mary says be there at 10 and you step out at 10:30, you can count on that. Yeah. That's when it's going to happen.
Because it's not a very long parade. It only takes about 20 minutes to walk down the road.
Right.
We always put the band in front because of the kids. I don't want to see them get hit. In the past, there's such a big gap that we worry about cars trying to get around the parade and hit one of those kids. So we always put them in front.
Well, it's a fun, again, it's not the holiday parade, it's not the July 4th parade, it's the Veterans Day parade, and it's coming up on Saturday, November 11th. It's at 11 o'clock behind us at Veterans Square. It forms 10 o'clock down at the fairgrounds, just a few blocks from here. 10:30, you step out. 20 minutes later, you're down here, and you kind of get it on the road at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, when that bell chimes 11, we start.
That's always fun.
There's still plenty of time. If you need information about the parade or would like to be in the parade, please contact me or any of the veterans organizations. They know how to find me. My number is 740-407-7292. We'll be happy to put you in there as long as you're a veteran or honoring a veteran.
Mary Austin, she's the only boss I've worked for in this whole thing right there. You do a great job.
Thank you so much.
Do a great job heading this up. It's always a fun time. So I guess we'll just pull for good weather. That's always the thing. We don't always have that control.
Yeah,
but,
we've had snow, we've had sunshine, we've had rain.
We've had it all.
We've had it all.
But it's Veterans Day, and believe me, the veterans have seen worse no matter what it is here. It's been worse sometime in your service out there. We know that. So November 11th, Veterans Day Parade, we're looking forward to it. Thanks, Mary.
Oh, anytime.
Mary Austin with the Veterans Organization and with the Veterans Day Parade. I want to thank you for joining us on Fairfield Today.
Interface Video, in cooperation with Fairfield Federal, presents Fairfield Today. Brought to you by Fairfield Federal Savings and Loan, Fairfield Medical Center, Fair Hope Hospice and Palliative Care, the Frankie Smith Funeral Home, Fairfield County Adam H., Dagger Law, and the Fairfield County Board of Developmental Disabilities.